What's up, guys? Welcome to Life Knowledge. My name is Justin Alphabet. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe down below. Stay to the end of the video so you get all the information that you need. Today we're going to be talking about personal responsibility. Okay, guys, so personal responsibility is something that a lot of people lack in the modern culture, in the modern society of today. And a lot of people like to play the blame game. When a person doesn't get what they want, they like to look for excuses or reasons or, like things that made it so that they did not get what they want. But in reality, if you don't get what you want, it is your fault and your fault alone. And let me explain why. Personal responsibility means that you take responsibility for everything that happens in your life. And a lot of people don't want to do this because it's, one, kind of a burden on themselves. But at the same time, in my opinion, I believe that it's freeing for yourself. Because if you think about it, if everything else out in the world can affect you, then that means that you have no control of your life. You have zero control over anything. You are helpless. You're being swept along without any, flotation device down a river, right? But if you take personal responsibility, if you start to swim, if you're being swept down the current, if you take personal responsibility and you start to swim in specific directions down the river of life, then you start to, miss rocks. You start to not hit the rocks in the river. You start to, miss the logs in the river. Things tend to go a little easier, and if you do hit those rocks or logs or whatever, at least you're expecting them. You can see them ahead of you and you're looking out for, obstacles in your path to get you going in a certain direction. Because if you guys think about it, life only moves in one direction. If life is a river, it's only moving in one direction. You're only getting older. You're only going in one direction, which is towards death. You will die someday, right? And everybody dies. It's fine. It's okay. That's the one thing that we have that's promised in this life. That is the one thing that's certain. Nothing else is promised to us, and there's nothing else that is as sure and set as the fact that all of us, humans, will die at some point in our life. Life ends. That's a fact. And so, if you don't set a direction of where your life is going to go, or you just float aimlessly through life, you won't accomplish what you want to accomplish. Your dreams won't get done. The people that you want to help or serve or bless or whatever you want to call it, won't get served or blessed or helped. Your life will just not turn out the way that you dreamed it would be. Because life is not a fairy tale. Life is reality, and you have to start controlling what you do in your life and making rules and setting up boundaries and making a plan for where your life is going to go, or else you'll fail. Because they say if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. If there's no plan, then there's no plan, right? Which is simple enough to understand. If you don't have a plan, you don't have a plan. So you'll fail if you don't have a plan. Much easier. When people write down goals, they're 75% more likely to achieve these goals. When you take action on your goals, you are much more likely to get your goals. It's just that simple, right? When they're written down, it's much easier to see the clarity and the direction and know exactly where you're going to go. And so that's important for our lives, because in a river current that's taking you downstream and not stopping, and it's going in one direction, you have little control except that you're being pushed one direction. And some people's flotation takes a really short time, and some people's flotation is very slow and lasts 100 years, right? Plus. But some people's, lives are a fast-moving current to a drop-off. And so you have to think about life as if, you can see the drop-off ahead. You have to think about life as in, I'm going to get my goals and do my dreams now, because who knows what's just around the next corner of the river, the next bend of the river. You don't know, and nobody knows, and you can't really determine what is going to be. So right now you have to decide and take personal responsibility for your life. So step one in doing that is accepting that. Say to yourself, I am responsible for my life, and no one else's choices can affect me. If somebody hurts you, if somebody does something to you on the outside, typically people will, blame that person, and they won't take personal responsibility. But what you're supposed to do in those kind of situations is you can't take personal responsibility for that person's actions, but you can take personal responsibility for what you do after the fact of the other person's actions, right? Because you can't control a hurricane, right? You can't control outside forces. You can't control other people. You cannot control anything outside of yourself. You can influence other people. You can influence, other things outside of yourself, but you cannot completely control things outside of yourself. And so what you can do, though, is with personal responsibility is you can choose what you do and, pivot your path based on outside circumstances, right? If a bear is chasing me through the woods, I have two options, run or climb a tree, or, just stand there and get eaten, right? If I just stand there and get eaten and do nothing, that's my fault. If I run and I climb a tree and I still get eaten, still my fault, right? But I tried. If I, run and, climb a tree and don't get eaten, that's also my fault. So the point is that, like, if what I do is my fault, and so I can't blame anybody else outside of myself for the outside circumstances and, entertaining dangerous things like bears, right? Or people. If you entertain dangerous people or people that are going to screw you over, then that's also your fault. You don't have to be around people that are dangerous or going to, affect your life in negative ways. You can set boundaries. You can do that. You can make sure that people aren't going to hurt you. You can surround yourself with better people. Your vibe attracts your tribe, and things like that. So it's time to take personal responsibility. And like I said, the first step is just accepting that. The second step is making a plan. Start to write down a physical plan with a pen and a paper inside a journal or something for your goals, step by step. But I want you to do it like this. I want you to work backwards from your dream or your goal. If you want to be a famous singer, actor, or model, or, the president, or, famous business owner, celebrity, etc., somebody important, work backwards. From the day that you feel that you're going to be like a celebrity, work backwards to today, right now. Set a plan for 365 days, 1 year, in where you will get your goal within 1 year, or even a couple months, like 30 days. There are ways and possibilities to do anything in today's modern society. Things are easier than ever with the internet. It's possible to become famous in a week. It's possible to become, a viral star in a week. You just have to do the right things, make the right plan, and get your, content or ideas or thoughts or things in front of other people, your business ideas, etc., right? Life is much easier today than it ever has been. There's opportunities beyond what our ancestors have had or could ever have imagined, to be honest. So stop making excuses. There's no excuse when you make a plan. And then set that plan. Adjust your plan as needed if obstacles come in your path, because obstacles are obstacles. But adjust the plan, make the plan, do the work, because it just takes a little bit of work and consistency. Consistently enact that plan. That's step number 3. consistently enact that plan every single day, and you will have a 75% chance over the people who did not write down their goals and are not working towards their goals right now. That is a significant percentage, guys. Like 75% is a huge percentage over everybody else who's not attempting their goals. You have a chance. That's a significant chance. So take it and do those 3 steps. Accept personal responsibility, make a plan, and consistently enact that plan. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching today. Have the day you deserve. Let's level up, and I'll see you in the next one.